Good morning, students, and welcome to Thinking Thursday with Mrs. Rotolo. I hope everybody's safe. Hopefully the weather is fine and you'll be getting outside and doing some things that kids need to do, like playing. So I'm going to start out today with a very bad joke. I think it's funny, but Mr. Rotolo said, yuck. Where do cows go for entertainment? To the movies. I don't know. I thought it was funny. So I started out with that. So let's get started with some serious business with your fractions today. All right, we're going to start off here. I'm not going to give you too much. Again, I believe you can do this. There's only one important thing you need to know. So let's take a look. It says Lauren sorted some colored markers for her art teacher. Sketch the fraction model to solve. 4/11 of the markers were blue. Okay, so 4/11 blue. 2/11 black. The rest of the markers were red. All right, so you need to know a couple of things. You know how many are blue. You know how many are black. You need to know how many the rest means. So if you're working with a denominator of 11, how many pieces or how many objects would there be? The denominator always tells you the total number of pieces. What's our denominator? 11. So if this were me, I would be drawing a nice long rectangle. And because my denominator is 11, I would be breaking it up into, 11 pieces. So they might not be even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not bad, not bad. So now I know my pieces are 11. If I would color in all of this, that would be the whole thing. That would be all of the markers that she was helping the teacher sort. All right, so you know that 4/11 are blue. Now I don't actually have my blue marker, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color it in red instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. 4/11. And I'm going to go ahead and put that under here. 4/11. 2/11 were black. I actually do have my black pen here, so I'm going to go here and here. 2/11. So this is how much she helped her teacher sort. The rest is right here. All right? So I'm going to let you finish that one. I think I given you enough information that you can pick the right one. All right? Remember, always draw a model. It said sketch a fraction model to solve. All right? On the bottom, we have a number line. And you can use the number line to sketch as well. Charlie used 3/12 of a package of paper the first week of school. So here's Charlie. Here's 1, 2, 3/12. Okay. Eduardo used 7/12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/12. What fractional amount of package of papers did both boys use? When they're talking about both of them, what are we going to do? We're going to add. The easiest way you can do that is you can either take Charlie's 3/12 and add them on to Eduardo's down here, or you can take Eduardo's 7/12 and add them onto Charlie's number line. Either way you do it, you should get the correct answer. And that's all I'm going to say. The answer is definitely here. And let's see if you can find that for Miss Argo. All right, that's the first one. All right, we'll go on to the second page of fractions. Now, mine's going to look a little different than yours because I could barely see, excuse me, the shaded part. I had to hold it up to the light. So I thought I would go ahead and just shade mine in a little darker. All right, so that would be the difference. Mr. Zhang used parts of an identical rolls of tape to package items he was shipping to his sister. The models are shaded to represent the amounts of each roll of tape he used. So this is how much he used of the first roll of tape. This is how much he used of the second roll. Which fraction of the rolls of tape did Mr. Zhang use to package the item? What fraction of the rolls? In other words, together. What fraction of the rolls together? Now, the easiest way to do this, again, would be to fill in this whole thing, because you know this is one whole. Well, we're missing one piece. We are allowed to take one of these pieces and take it up here and fill this in. And now I know that this is one whole because every section is filled in. I put a nice big X on this because I know that I transferred it. I used it. I used it to fill in this hole. Now, all you have to do is look and see how many holes you have and how many fractional parts you have left. So that's it. I'll leave you to find the answer. It's pretty simple. The bottom one is basically the same way. Carmela used parts of 2 equally sized spools of ribbon to make bows for gifts. The models are shaded to represent the amounts of ribbon she used from each spool. First spool, second spool. Again, I colored them in dark so that you can see them better. Which fraction of the spools of ribbon did Carmela use to make the bows? All right, one thing I didn't do here, which I guess I should have done, is we should have counted how many units are in here. So I'm going to count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is broken into tenths. Okay, so your answer, of course, should have tenths. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start with this and count and see what we should have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. These are both cut into 12ths. All right, and we want to know how much did she use to make the bows. Here are our answers. Now, that's not going to help us because they're all cut into 12ths, aren't they? Well, using the same philosophy that I used here, can't we just take some from the bottom spool and put it in the missing pieces here? So at least we'd know that would be one whole. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it on the top. I'm going to take you and you, and I'm going to move them up here, and that's going to give me one whole spool. Okay. So that doesn't really help us either because each one of them says 1. I'm going to put my 1 here. Here's the most important part. You do not count these again. You took them away and you transferred them up here to make that whole spool. Now, what do you have left and how many pieces was it cut into? And that's where I'm going to stop on this one. So you should be able to finish it. All right, and the last one is money again. And it should be fairly simple. It says each picture below represents a different amount of money. Yes. In which amount of money is the digit 2 in the what place? Oh, I see, hundreds place. All you have to remember is which place is the hundredths place. So you know you had a decimal, correct? And you had a place right after the decimal and right here. All right, if you remember the little sneaky thing we did, if we put a 1 here, if the number is here, it's in the tenths place. Is that where we want that to? No, it says hundredths place. Oh, hundredths place. That means my 2 needs to be at the very end of the money. That means how many cents I have. I have 2 hundredths in that. So if I were you, I would go through, I would write out my money, and I would do each one of them and then check and see which one has a 2 in the second place from the decimal, because we used our little cheater thing and we know that's the hundredths place. All right. And that should be it for today. It was a very easy lesson, and I hope you have a very wonderful weekend. And I will see you back on Tuesday, and check out the video, because I will be adding a Thursday meme. All right. Missed you guys. Love you guys. And I hope you're staying safe. Adios.